This is FSD Beta 11.4.8.1. This is going to be the drive around Plant City one. So we're gonna I'm gonna put a bunch of bookmarks down below. There's gonna be descriptions of what's at the bookmarks. I normally try and go over some additional details in the bookmarks, or next to the bookmarks, that I may have caught in post, because I always watch the videos back after I put them on YouTube and make sure that, you know, like back there it slowed down for the green lights, and I'll just add a note that says, hey, it's slowed down for double green lights. It waits for you to clear the first one and then go to the next one. So just make sure you read the descriptions along with the bookmarks. Even if you're watching through the video, you might be missing some additional context. You can also just play the video back at twice the speed, as the cadence at which I speak at seems to be pretty good for that. At the moment, we're in a construction zone. They're going to be adding a street light here. So the speed limit for now is 35 in a construction zone. What I do take issue with, however, is we're missing a sign that says, okay, you can go back up to 45 now. So at this end roadwork sign, I'm going to run the speed limit back up to 45. Because the speed limit here is 40. And I don't want to be going 39 all the way to, I think it's just past the Circle K is where the 40 mile an hour sign is, whatever the speed limit is. So we're on our way to Thanodisasa, the Wawa in Thanodisasa, which has a U-turn. It's a dedicated U-turn lane. I've been doing it since I started recording these videos, mainly to log data, but also because the road markings and the traffic light signal are unique. The road markings are a U-turn symbol, which the visualizations don't seem to visualize, and the traffic light is a U-turn traffic light, which it does seem to recognize, but it doesn't really recognize it as a U-turn light, it just recognizes it as a green light. Whereas if it was a turn signal or something like that, it would identify it as, you know, a left or right, or no, a red or green left or right arrow. So, and then we'll go down to the where the road geometry changes on Airport Road. That's been fixed, and then we'll just confirm it's still fixed on this version. And then I don't know that I'm going to go back down that way again, because now there's nothing to track there. So I'll probably find some other route. So the goal of this trip is not 0 disengagements, but rather just to pop through a few different problem areas and log them and just kind of keep an eye on them. So I did the drive to Lakeland video this morning, and I'll mention it again just for anybody who doesn't watch both videos. The main thing I've noticed in 11.4.8.1 is that the bubble around the destination, it used to be like a quarter mile or a half mile or something, where when you were within a quarter mile to a half mile of the destination, you could no longer leave an autopilot note when you were disengaging autopilot. That bubble seems to have been removed, and you can leave a note right up until you get to your destination and disengage, which personally I like, because as I noted in the last one of these I recorded, there was an issue with a pedestrian, and I didn't have an opportunity to leave a note. because I was too close to the destination I had set. So I wasn't able to really give them any feedback on the incident that happened there. So this turn lane's normally pretty solid. There is the white truck that's in the turn lane trying to come here. Sometimes when stuff's there, it hesitates. No issues today. That's good. The next problem we typically run into here is at the end of this road. Well, not at the end of the road, right? In 0.2 miles where we get onto Thono de Sassa. While I am in a dedicated turn lane, even if the light is green, it stops to check and make sure the way is clear, even though it's really not necessary. Bad drivers. So again, dedicated turn lane. Right, and then ideally we should remain in this turn lane, even though everybody else pretty much immediately goes into the other turn lane. That was better. Not great, but it was better. So we stay in the turn lane, but it paused enough, but it didn't come to a complete stop, where one could say, hey, it's just making sure that nothing's going to hit me. So that's an improvement in my book. Yeah, that car's freaking it out. So next up is going to be the U-turn, which I don't expect it to work. Last time we found that it has a little pop-up down at the bottom that says, hey, I'm going to need you to take over now. So we'll see what we get today. Should be the same thing. Although I will admit, last time I tried to get onto the off-ramp for the Interstate, which is not desirable. But U-turns at this point in time are not supported. So I expect it to fail. I'm just doing this for documentation purposes. What is this guppy doing? So we got a blinky yellow. And nobody's following me, so I'm going to let this goof off a little bit here. So it wants me to assist. I'm going to hold the accelerator. Oop. Okay, we're going to disengage. Testing a dedicated U-turn lane. Oh, that is nasty. There is a hammer in the middle of the road. So I'm going to have to pull out further than usual. And pull the U-turn. There's a hammer there, though. And then we'll just go in here and pick a new destination. Everybody's got to get their Starbucks. We're going to go this way and around all that. Today, someone is behind me. No, there isn't. So we are going to do this, and then here. So it wants to turn here, and I'm not engaging it because what it, well, no. Yeah, no. Because what I think it wants to do is turn down there and then turn at the very end, but there's a concrete median in the way. Yeah, that's exactly what it wants to do, right? If it were to do this, there's actually a concrete median that's in the way, so it cannot do that. It has to go here first. Right, so there's the concrete median that it would not be able to go over without doing damage to the car. So local knowledge helps. Alright, so now we're going to turn the system back on and see what we get. That's good. That was handled well. So here we stop, and then we have to Frogger our way across the intersection. I see a car on the right, a bunch of cars on the left. The car on the right is not turning, and we should be able to go now. Nice. Now, admittedly, I don't know if it actually came to a full stop there, but it did exactly what I would have expected a human to do, so that's fine. So here, the road is closed. So let's see what it does. We're stopping a little bit further back for the stop sign. There's nobody behind me. It knows it can't go straight. What do we do? Nobody's around. You can go left. You can go right. Nobody's around. And I'm going to call it and commit to a right turn. Road is closed for an event, and the car could not make up its mind on whether it should go right or left to go around the obstruction. So let's re-engage. I should be setting up for the Strawberry Festival. It's too early. What the hell's going on here? You're being stupid. I don't know why it keeps stopping too far back for these stop signs. Oh, it's a Christmas light show. Okay, that makes sense. I guess they haven't set up the lights yet or something? No, it's parking. I don't know, it's some Christmas crap. So we can go. Pulls way far out to do that check, but it was okay to go. And now it's going to go right back onto Woodrow Wilson. I mean, it could have, in my opinion, it could have gone straight and done something else, but whatever, this works. So obviously it still needs some work with unexpected road closures. It did not, however, barrel through the barricades, which I think is the desirable outcome. to scoot it over for them. Okay, so the main reason I always go down this road, and again today will probably be the last time I go down this road since it's fixed, is the road geometry change. So for the last several months they've been updating the geometry of this intersection here, and it used to show the road going this way, but they've since fixed it and now it does what it actually looks like. I made this edit all over the place, but I think it was in TomTom where it finally stuck. All of the edits that I made in TomTom up to September 15th, where TomTom listed them as fixed, seem to have got added to the car on November 29th through web back-end server changes on Tesla's side. So here we're going to do a right turn perfectly fine, hopefully. Please. Here we go. No, I don't like that intersection. And then we'll go into the community, we'll circle around, and we'll see that now it makes that left turn successfully when we go back. But the visualization that we see here, well, not there, here is Google. But the actual routing on the back end, I want to say, is probably Azure Maps. But Azure Maps gets their data from TomTom. So if you update the data on TomTom, it should update the data on Azure Maps and Bing, and then within a few months you should be able to get the correct data. Debris in the road. I ran over tire. There's more tire. Lots of dead tire. Alright. We're going to take this turn. We're going to say end trip, and then we're going to go back from whence we came. Beautiful. So again, we can see now it'll make the left turn correctly. And I did this on the video I released like a week ago or something, and it behaved. So I'm just doing it again for consistency on the new version. And then I'm probably gonna phase that out, not do that as part of these drives anymore, and just focus on some other area. But as a whole, that basically took 6 months to get that thing fixed. Nothing from the left. Red light, man, that is a really hard to see light. Well, now it's not, but that yellow was tough to see. left turn, which he is also doing the left turn, so it's going to be a good pilot for the car. Clear to go. It sees it, it identifies it, and it takes it. Now, I don't like how sharp it takes it. That needs to be tuned. Because it basically puts me into... Oh, no, now wait a second. That's a straight through lane. No, you know what? That's the left turn lane. So if anybody was turning left at that intersection, there would be a problem. Because I cut right into the lane that goes left. No. Yep. And now we're going to go to City Hall. There we go. Whoop. So again, that took about 6 months to get right. I initially updated it in Google, and then when I saw it update on the visualizations, I recognized that the routing data is not pulled from Google. And then June-ish, I updated OpenStreetMaps. A month went by, and then I updated it somewhere else or something. I don't know. Eventually something led me to go to TomTom's website and update it there. I honestly can't remember what it was. I think I was just looking for different map sources that I can update. And I updated TomTom's website, and other navigation issues I was having were also reflected on TomTom's website. So I'd increased my confidence rate in that fixing it there. I fixed it in August, and there were 3 or 4 different mapping issues that I got fixed before September 15th. And all of the ones after September 15th did not get put in there. So yeah, I gotta wait for one more map update just to confirm my theories on that. But at the moment, it's a strong correlation between updating TomTom and updating the routing stuff in the car. Stop. So I'm going to hit the accelerator to go because that was unnecessary. It did not highlight the car in blue, so I do not think that car was part of the problem, but its nose was kind of far out, so who knows. It's not the first time it's braked for those train tracks either. So this road is bidirectional. This road is one way in that direction, to the east. And then, so if you're going east on this road, you can hook around and go west on Reynolds. But when you're going on Reynolds, you got to merge into a one-way road. So this wishbone, it was handled properly on the last time I recorded here, so I don't expect any differences. But, you know, let's check for consistency. So today, traffic seems to be a bit thicker than usual. Of course, I say that, and now there's no cars coming. So I'm going to turn and hold this like this, so that hopefully we can see oncoming traffic. And I'm going to crane my head around and not look at the screen while we do this. There is no traffic, so this should be fine. Beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see. And then once we get past this guy, we should see a change into that lane. I don't know that he knows what he's doing. And change lanes. But what I really like about the FSD Beta at this point is it is nothing if not very predictable in some of its behaviors. Obviously it still does some unpredictable stuff, but where everything is working fine, and as expected, you can pretty much call out when, where, and how it's going to be trying to do things, which to me is kind of what you want in a system like this. So we are going to turn here. And then I still don't like that it gets over like this. I really wish that would stop. It makes some of these turns kind of awkward. There is no police at City Hall today. Alright. Now, that stop sign gives me problems. So we are going to reposition myself and see if it still gives me problems after the repositioning. So, for giggles, we can see here it does not see the stop sign out the pillar camera or anything like that, which kind of goes with my previous assumption that part of the problem might be that it's not getting enough time to react to the stop sign because it's not processing the stop sign on all cameras. I should see a stop sign out the pillar camera at a minimum right now. And then let's see when it notices this one in front of me. It's taking a while too. Are we just not going to play nice with me today? No? Alright, let me loop around. It's interesting that it's still not rendering the star it is. That is very curious. When does it render this one? It doesn't. Okay, so let me circle around. I'm going to look like an idiot doing loops here. I want to start it here and see if I just need to give it more time. And I need to look at it like this because I'm pointed in the other direction at the moment. Right? No. I need to look at it like this. And I want to go here. What do we get? We're going to do this one because it's screwed up here. That's not the same as last time. Oh, that's because you want to do that. Nobody's behind me. And if I do this, so no matter what route I pick, it's not going to want to do that. So go here. Now it can't do that. So now we're going to pick the same destination. But you want to hook around. Let's see how far I have to go to change that. Okay. So what if I do this, which is my usual orientation? Now you want to go that way. Okay, so I can't do the distancing thing like I want to. Wide turn. Late to render stop sign, and it feels as though it cannot see the stop sign until the forward camera sees it, and it doesn't keep track of it with the pillar cameras or the repeater camera or any of those other cameras. So obviously that's less than ideal. There's something about the position of the stop sign, other variables associated with it, that for reasons unknown it wants to continue running it. I wanted to give it more lead time going into it. It was more cautious going into it this time. But it still wants to run the sign. I maintain that it's because it's not seeing the stop sign until it's in view of one of the forward cameras, which is less than ideal in my book. It should be trying to see it out the pillar cameras and the repeater cameras. And in fact, if I'm going around the traffic circle a couple of times, the roundabout, I would expect the behavior to be that it kind of remembers the stop sign is there, at least until I move on several feet. But I don't know, I'd love to see more data on how the stop sign detection stuff works. I feel like it's not even based on all three cameras. It's probably one specific camera on the front that's keeping an eye out for stop signs. I assume that's probably something V12 will fix, but we'll have to wait and find out. It's an interesting problem, though. This is in fact not going to take the same route as last time. It should have turned there, which there's still a truck parked there. So it's going to take a different way to get there, which is interesting. There is a person in a mobility scooter, and the car sees them. But they're waving me through. And we go. Nice. Now, the question there becomes, did the car react to the guy waving me through? Probably not. But it's an interesting thought. I'm going to pull up the cameras since we're now in the narrow road area. This road is not narrow, which the last drive out here, it didn't seem to do it, but the drive before the last one, I made an observation that when it does some of the routing, it seems like it's routing to more preferred roads that are known to be working and ideal. And that it tries to wait until the last minute to go to a less than ideal road, right? Like, it's probably going to try and avoid going on a narrow road unless it absolutely has to. Because we're taking a weird way to get to the destination. There were a lot of other places we could have turned to get where we're going. And again, this is a more typical sized road. So we're going to say end trip, and I'm going to have you go. I'm going to have you go here. Shit, my bad. Yep. All right, now we're on a narrow road. I don't know. This seems a little better. This may also not be the most narrowest of roads. Still there. So we're leaving all this room on the right side of the car, and then we're going to go into the middle of the road because it's got room to breathe, and then let's go back over. It's this foot of buffer that it wants to keep on that right hand side that's kind of shooting it in the foot. It's making a best effort, I will give it that, but it can get over more. Car coming on the left, nothing on the right, and we can go. Now this destination I'm going to, I've picked because it's got a wicked elbow turn that I'm going to try and encourage it to do. Right, this turn here is basically like a U-turn. So when I get closer, I'm going to disengage autopilot and then pick the destination so it doesn't fuss at me again. So we're going to disengage. I'm going to pull a little bit ahead of these driveways so I don't look like I'm trying to stop at a house. And then we're going to pick like over here. What do we get? Yep. So last time I felt like it was going to throw me in the ditch, but we'll see what we get this time. I don't expect this to work. The maneuver is very tight. It's essentially a U-turn, which is not supported, right? Nope. There's the abort, and it reroutes. It's neat that it does that, though. Kind of knows its own limits and goes, nope. Oh, that is way too far back for a stop sign, buddy. I hope you stop again. We stopping again? Good. Not much better of a turn angle. So that one's fine, but the other one isn't. There's someone taking a picture of their Christmas decorations. Blue pickup got there first. Now it's my turn. Go. Nice. And I think my destination's on this road, so I'm going to say end trip, throw myself here. For the guy at the crosswalk, that's right. That's okay, buddy. You weren't paying attention. I was. The car braked hard. Everybody came out okay. Honestly, that's the optimum scenario in that case, right? Because the guy was 100% not paying attention. He legitimately seemed surprised that I was there when he looked up. Trying to figure out what you're doing. Yeah, so you gotta finish yourself up here. Let's not pull forward. Vehicle was moving in front of me, and the Tesla was creeping up on it, closing the distance that they were planning on maneuvering with. Less than ideal. No, okay, I gotta be back in this lane completely. Engage. This guy is not blocking a stop sign, so I should be able to just go straight here. So the disengagement back there was because the car, my car was creeping up to her car while she was doing the maneuver. Would it have hit? Probably not, but the other driver may have felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable. I paid a fair chunk of change for this car. I'm not interested in having it get hit or cause an accident. Alright, so now we're going to stop and end trip. I want to go, there's Collins. I want to go to the Walgreens. We're going to go do the double left turn. Which is not there. Nope, I gotta keep going. Keep going, there it is. So we're gonna go here. Can I go there? You're gonna tell me to turn somewhere stupid? No, that's actually exactly what I want to do. Great. Now, don't change. Alright, so now we're gonna go do the double left turn and see if it rams me into that turn lane to the racetrack again. Oh, you're gonna take me to... whatever. I don't like the route it's taking, but I'm gonna just go with it because that's the whole point of this. Now, I can't see out my left, but I can see enough that at the current speed limit I wouldn't have an issue. And we're good. And there's a problem I don't think I will ever have. Well, okay. Not in this one. In another one that has a 12-volt battery, yeah, you might need somebody to give you a jump, but this one I won't have that problem with, because it's got the lithium-ion battery. So are we being overly cautious because this is a blind intersection? I could get behind that. And the postal vehicle is going. It sees the postal vehicle is going. Nice, nice, nice. Good, good, good. So, postal vehicle stops. This dude's trying to load his bikes onto the thing. We're going to shoot the gap. That could have been faster, but it did it. Oh, shit. It needs to slow down for those train crossings. I also don't need to be in the middle of this road. It's pretty clear that it's meant to be a 2-lane road. But I find it funny how every time you approach a stop sign, it works as like a gravity well to draw the car towards one side of the road. There are bushes on my left I have trouble seeing through. Now I can see them. Pillar camera should see through them too. Now we go. There we go. I would have stopped. I want to say I crossed in while it was a yellow, but I wasn't paying enough attention. I'll have to look at that one in post. It stuttered like it wanted to stop, I know that, but it made the decision that there should be enough time on the yellow to get through. But I would have stopped. Used to be a Kmart and then a Sweet Bay. No, it was never a Kmart. Was it a Kmart? I don't know. This thing's been so many things. It was a Chuck E. Cheese for a while, or a Chuck E. Cheese-like facility. traffic's kind of thick at the moment. I want to be in the left lane. So I've already told the story behind this speed limit sign, so I'm not going to repeat it. But the behavior is still there. Right, so we're 35, it sees that it's 40 miles an hour on the stop sign, and then as we cross this road, 45, because that is how, there it is, because that's how the data is segmented on the TomTom website. I've submitted the map edits, but I didn't get them in by September 15th. TomTom has also not marked them as fixed, they're all still pending. Every speed limit change I've done in Florida is still pending. The ones I did in Georgia have gone through though. And traffic is thick enough here that this double left turn should probably work fine. Maybe. See, we can't get over here because that's the turn to the racetrack. And then we want to get over in a minute. The car wants to get over, but it knows. But this is reverted from what it was, and it hasn't reverted because of 11.4.8.1. It reverted because of the map data. When traffic is not thick, it just launches itself over, albeit more gracefully than it used to. But for a little while, it seemed like it was fixed. But traffic is thick traffic. So you could have gone then, but is choosing a safer route. Nobody's behind me, so it doesn't really matter. There's another opportunity that it's going to miss now. That was a big window of opportunity. Here's another big window of opportunity that it's missing. And it should go after this Mercedes. There it goes. Did not throw me into the turn this time. So now we go into the Walgreens. That's the first time it's done that successfully on video. That's nice. And then it should take us to the bank, where I will have it do the Autopark. Come on, you end in 50 feet. Keep going. Keep going. Nope, I gotta get out of the intersection. Oh, what is this guy doing? I want to Autopark. Okay, I'm going to Autopark. No, every time I move, you move. You can't do that. You're signaling to turn here, so turn. Start. Alright. It is slow as balls. That Mustang over there is probably like, what the hell is this guy doing? And there's a car behind me. There we go. That needs to be faster. But better than a kick in the butt, that's for sure. Beautiful. So, that is the end of that. Overall, I would say it's better. We still have some issues in the narrow roads. I feel like they are messing with the data to encourage the car not to take a narrow road. It did not handle the road closed on Woodrow Wilson. It did the road geometry change thing fine, but the left turn was really sharp. I would like to think if there was a car turning left at that intersection, it would know to go around the car. But if there was a car approaching the intersection to make a left there, I could see it being a problem. But no, overall, definitely better. And as always, still room for improvement. The gate video, my community's gates are busted. They've been busted for a few months now, so the gate videos are just on hold until that gets fixed. The newer gates are supposed to be like a different design and all that crap, where it's not going to use HomeLink anymore. It's going to use an app on the phone and all that trash. So I'm just waiting for them to fix the gate, and then I'll take another stab at it again. Approaching the gate, approaching the entrance to the community has been wonky. It feels like there's times where it makes a huge effort to try and get into the community in such a way where it can see the gates, but I feel like without the gates being there, it's causing issues. And I would hate to think what it's doing to Tesla's training data, because the gates are just wide open right now. But that's it. So thanks for watching.